Welcome back to 1834 Restoration House. It is a beautiful day, a Saturday morning at the end of July. Now, I understand that peaches grow early here in South Carolina.
Yes, so we're going to go get some.
Yes, we are. We'll do a little bit of a canning demonstration. We're also going to make a repair on the washing machine that we didn't realize it had a problem until we started using it.
Yes.
We also picked some paint. You guys absolutely blew up the comments with comments about what color paint trim. And so we looked at all your suggestions and we've made a decision, and
yes,
we're actually going to try something a little interesting, maybe. We don't know how it's going to turn out, but she wants to try it, and
yes,
so we'll give it a shot and see how that goes.
We'll tell you more about that when we get to the painting section.
All right, let's get started.
We need some of these on the front porch. These are nice. Here they are, the gorgeous peaches. Look at this, they just brought them in. Let's go ahead and get some of these. Go ahead, yes, whichever. I want 3 of these. Do you want 3 or 4? You don't know? Okay, we'll go with 3. Then these peaches are called the Fancy Ladies. And they're really sweet, juicy, and great texture. Really love them. And they're soft. So, as soon as we can, we're going to get them home and start canning.
I came home from work the other day and Jeannie had taken our canned goods and put them into this cabinet right here. Doesn't that look beautiful? Glass doors, glass canning jars, just full of stuff. We have Rainier cherries, we've got corn, that's New York sweet corn there. We've got rice, beans, herbs, spices. Here's some pie cherries there, and it looks like some applesauce. That's amazing. But I think it turned out really nice.
This is our new fridge. Yes, it's basic, but I'm loving it. It's so much quieter, it does not run constantly, and it works really well. It is basic because it's going to be going eventually into the workshop as soon as Mike is able to build a replica icebox for our kitchen. I'm excited about that too. Time to can the peaches. Now, this is not a cooking channel, so I'm not gonna get really in depth with it, but we'll just show you a little bit of what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna get to it. Now, one thing I did discover with the new stove is that this wall being right here kind of limits where I can put each pot. So I have found that the big blanching pot I'm going to use, it can fit on that burner for the most part. It's not centered, but it'll work. And then this one, if I get the handles just right, it'll fit on there too. So I'll be able to use both of them, which is great.
What I'm doing here is called blanching. Boiling water breaks the bond between the skin and the fruit and makes the peels slide off a lot easier.
After blanching, we're going to put them in cold water to help stop the cooking, because we don't want to cook them longer than we have to. How's it going over there?
It's going great.
First one was easy to peel, easy to slice, and freestone means the peach is not connected to the stone so tightly that it just comes right out. So it's working really well.
Okay, here is the sugar water.
Oh, thank you. I have one jar filled, so I'm going to put in some very, very light sugar water and fill it up, and it's boiling water. It is boiling, it's hot. And there we have it. Oh, you're still running, okay. I thought you turned it off. Well, it is at the end of the day. This is the last batch of peaches that are going into the pot. And we got 42 quarts out of those 3 buckets. That is pretty good. My hand's a little tired. My back's a little tired. But you know, it's gonna be so worth it in the winter, being able to have peaches. Absolutely love it. The peaches weren't as ripe as we had hoped they would be. The one we tried at the market was really ripe and really good, but most of these were pretty hard, like hard as an apple. They were hard. So blanching them didn't really help a whole lot. We still had to peel them with a knife. But putting that little bit of sugar in the water and then canning them, they'll still taste pretty good. They'll still come out pretty good. So it's worth the effort. Definitely worth the effort.
Now it's time to get back to painting. So we emptied out the room. We took everything out of here that didn't absolutely have to be in here. And we're going to go ahead and do some painting. Now, you guys are great.
Yes.
You blew up the comments with your suggestions of white, Chantilly lace basically, versus creamy white. And it was a close race for a good portion of it. And I think that white probably pulled ahead a bit by some margin. And so what we did is we went down to the paint store and we looked, and we found a color that I think you're going to love. It's not absolute stark white.
Which many of you had commented, stark white may not be so good, but white would be good, or an off-white. So we took that in consideration. And
yeah, we found a really nice compromise called Vanilla Milkshake. That's another Benjamin Moore color. It's not in the historic catalog, but it does exist in the collection of off-whites.
And it blended well.
Yeah.
It looked really good.
We think it'll look good.
Yes.
And then the other color for the ceiling. Now, my first inclination was paint white, because that's all I've ever done in my life is paint white ceilings. And a few of you made a comment about maybe painting it a color, because that's what the Victorians might have done. And so Jeannie kind of took that and ran with it.
I love that.
And she kept coming back around to that idea. And I thought, well, you know, this room is experimental. It's going to get busted down and remodeled at some point in the future, so why not try it? Why not try it?
Yes.
So we found a color that is actually a few shades lighter than this, probably several shades lighter than this, and that's called Under the Big Top.
Yes.
Right. Again, it's not in the historic collection, but it seems to be compatible and in the same tonal range, so we think it'll work. All right, everything's out. We took the curtains and the shades off the windows, so we're going to do some cleaning it first, and then we'll start laying on paint. We went to open the can of paint for our ceiling, which is a couple of shades of lighter blue. we opened it up and we found Vanilla Milkshake, which is our trim color. Apparently the guy at the paint store, he put the labels on the can lids first and then put them on the cans and got them backwards. So all's good. We just washed the paint off the lids and swapped them, so it's good now. Anyway, let's see what Jeannie is up to. I think Jeannie has a little bit of buyer's remorse.
Yes, I do. I don't think this is the right color. It looks a little too light. What do you guys think?
Hard to say. Well, to me that looks like the paint blue that's supposed to be on the underside of the front porch, but being a sky blue, I think it might work all right.
But does it blend with the wall?
It's hard to say. And we really won't know until we get all the paint on. Now remember, we were at the paint store, we had all three chips together.
Yeah,
and
we
they
did.
all looked very compatible.
They did at the store, but the store always has a funny light.
The peach is liquid sunshine, God's gift to mankind. There is nothing finer than a fresh, ripe peach. Unfortunately, ours weren't very ripe, and so the blanching method, which usually pops the skins right off, didn't work, and so we ended up having to peel. Yesterday I was trying to blanch these to no avail, and being in front of that thing for hours on end, I ended up getting heat exhaustion. Jeannie sent me out of here and resumed peeling manually, and I had to recover from that. So anyway, here we are. I think we have 42 quarts of peaches. So the next thing that needs to be done to these is basically just wash the sticky off of the jars. These rings here are only needed for the canning process. And after it's done, the rings can come off, be washed, and then stored. We don't like to leave them on the jars long term because they can rust. But it's always a good idea to just give them a good rinse, you know, wipe them off, get the sticky off of there, and that way they'll be clean and dry. And probably more importantly, they won't attract ants. The corners are all cut in, so now it's time to get up here and do some rolling. Oh, don't fall off. This is really kind of weird, putting color on a ceiling. I've spent my entire life painting ceilings stark white. We are rolling on the second coat of paint right now. We've also been taking turns. Jeannie does some, then I do some. Initially it was kind of shocking because the original paint up there was kind of a dirty cream color, which probably was accentuated by age and lack of being cleaned for a long period of time. But I think now that it's on there and it's not contrasting with the old color anymore, it's starting to look a lot more whitish to me, not quite so blue. It definitely is blue, but it's not so shockingly blue as it was, and I think it actually is starting to look good, and it might just work.
I'm liking it better with the second coat, for sure.
Yeah, that might make a good paint blue for the front porch.
Well, we got the second coat put on, and I no longer have a hesitation. I really like it. I think it looks fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. We are ready to paint the baseboards. Yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna transform this room quite a bit, I think. Yes, it is. The name of the paint is Vanilla Milkshake. I think it's gonna look great. If I can get out of that light, so you can see it better. Yeah, it's gonna be good, gonna be good. There's the first coat. I like it already. I think it'll look really good. I'm definitely loving it. Yeah.
Hey everybody, it's been a long day at work. Let's go see what Jeannie's up to. Hi, love.
Well, hi.
Wow, look at you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Making progress.
Yeah, Vanilla Milkshake is the name of the color, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely whiter, but it's not a absolute knockout white like Chantilly lace was.
And it's only the first coat.
Mm-hmm.
So still working on that first coat.
Yeah, yeah. For you folks at home watching this, the colors may not be quite exactly what you see here in real life, so don't panic if it looks too white. It's not really as white as it looks. Looking good.
Are you gonna like it?
Am I going to like it?
Yes.
Of course I'm going to like it.
With the white and blue instead of the cream and blue?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a stark white, so it looks a little more antique, but I think the most important question is, do you like it?
Yes, I like it very much.
Okay, then it's good.
Yep, I'm very happy with it. I think it'll look great once the second coat is on. Make it look a lot more solid instead of blotchy.
Right.
But it's looking great.
It's been a long weekend, and unfortunately we didn't get as much done as we had hoped. We didn't get the ice maker done, we didn't get the washing machine repair done, but we did get a bunch of painting done, and we got the peaches canned. So that was a big thing, and that really probably is responsible for why we didn't get anything else finished, because we spent so much time driving up there and driving back with the peaches, and then spending pretty much all day and all night processing those things. So that took an entire day right there. But we'll take care of those things in the next video, and a few other things too. So anyway, it's been fun, and thanks for watching 1834 Restoration House.